So what have I learned from board service? Well, a lot of what Tom said about the questions are still here, but the big difference is this Unity family doesn't tell me how to believe. It's open. It's up to me. It's your support is here. I was on the board here for 6 years. Great church, wonderful people, no question about it. But it is still a traditional belief system. And if that works for you, terrific. If it helps you make a better person, that's wonderful. It just isn't me. Me is you. That's where we are, okay? So the second piece is, what does it take to thrive? Tom talked about the various buildings we were through together. We hired this guy, I don't know, it was the whatever. And a terrific choice down the line. He knows where we are on him. And then, the moves back and forth that Tom talked about, ups and downs. And yes, the board members' meetings were contentious, unfortunately, is the middle of the political issue. And some folks went this way and some folks went that. It has nothing to do with unity, but it did at that particular time. So we couldn't help that. And clearly change is part of life. And I'm going to try to remember and not skip anybody in a minute, but we've got folks that were here when we started, and there's some wonderful new faces here as well, and we want to acknowledge that. So next is, we are not alone anymore. That's why we're here, both online and in person. And so to the veterans, shall we say, of the past, Tom and Betty and June and Terry and Teresa and Marianne and Donna and Jennifer and Kathy, and I know I missed somebody and I apologize for that. And then we've got Sue and Charlotte and Ed and Rom and Claudette and Scott and Pam and Debbie and others that are newer, but we're still not alone. We are together. And so this is one of my favorite pictures. Up here, I steal these off of sci-fi stuff that I got, but yeah, can we go to the one with that's kind of goldish? Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Can you see the hand? Isn't that powerful? Wow. Yeah. And that's the way I feel about us. And we talk. Betty walks us through at the end of the movements. We are, in fact, in my mind, what God is together. And that hand is just as much us as well as us being in the hand, right? So that's where we're at. And this is cool. The next one is cool because, believe it or not, scientists, not theologians, are saying to us, we are literally built out of some of the stardust that was formed 15.7 billion years ago. That explosion of goodies is everywhere, and a little bit of that is in each of us. And so we need to celebrate that in ourselves, and we need to celebrate that in each other and see that every time we see each other out the other end. Okay, so next, if you would, sir. We are, in fact, the other thing we need to celebrate is there's never been another Betty or Kathy or Scott or whatever, never been. And there never will be another one. So we need to celebrate that individually and collectively. And to me, that calls us to service, to share those unique gifts. So there. And speaking of that, if you would be so kind, sir, this is us, chickens, hens and roosters, I guess. I don't know. I had turkey for Thanksgiving, so I don't know about that. Anyway, but we are truly love in action. Many of you serve in the community outside of this team, outside of this group. We are in service to each other, prayer chaplains. We keep unity going, board members, greeters, your financial support, music. All of these things are necessary to bring Sunday and the rest of our community together. So I'm encouraging us all to be that, to be those supporters. Figure out a place where you can contribute your spirit, your help, your money, whatever it takes to do that. And in that spirit, in the back, we have new badges, and they say we are love in action. They're here. And there's also back there, if you like, the little yellow kindness works, which is kind of, as Sue and others here know, kind of developed out of us, out of here. We don't take credit for it in the public because we don't want to get into the, well, that's them, and not what, it just makes so much sense, right? How can we not honor each other? Oh, and there is one thing, however, I do have a bone to pick with this whole board thing, and that is unity doesn't celebrate communion in the traditional sense of things, right? I've been trying to get the board to have margaritas for our own community, you know, it's our separate thing. I'm got nowhere with that over the 5 years, so I quit. That's it.